What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, we have the next airdrop conflict. This is going to be the third legendary summoner for the Rebellion expansion, and it's an exciting one. Shout out to Bulldog. I believe this is the one that he designed, and you can tell just from an anagram of the name. For those of you who follow Bulldog, he's been big on the whole Risqruel, and now we have Risqruel Drath, I think is how to say it properly. But once again, 7 mana, dual element with tactics. This is going to be a very, very... I don't know if it's niche is the word that I'm looking for, because I think it has way more potential than that. But let's go ahead and break this down, starting with simply the different elements that are combined, as well as the base abilities. And then we'll get into the tactic abilities afterwards. So we've already had the summoner. I forgot the names. I don't know the names of all the common summoners for Rebellion, but we've already had a common one that was Fire and Earth that's brought together those units in the past. But the interesting thing here is that you get flying as well as a +1 ranged attack. And I'll tell you guys this, when there is an earthquake rule set, which flying is very useful for, I very, very rarely go towards the fire element. It's just not like there's just not many great flying units in that element for me, at least, with the cards that I have, which are mostly modern, right? And not even including a lot of Rebellion. So the idea of getting and using all of those units in an earthquake battle by giving them all flying, right? This is almost like the Bright and Bloom summoner from a while back. The ability to do that, and then of course be able to pull in any and all of the earth units that make sense, flying or not, right? Because now you're able to pull in pretty much anybody. That's fascinating to me. So this is what I mean when I say like there's a niche element to this, because obviously with an earthquake rule set, this is going to be one of the first things that I think of. Like not just okay, it gives flying, but now I get to pick from 2 different fun elements that I can bring together. The +1 ranged has a nice touch to it. I will say this, the other niche kind of rule set that you could use it for is range only, right? Because now you're getting that +1 range as well as access to do 2 different elements along with flying, which does make it, slightly more difficult for your opponents to hit you. So just in that, on the base level, I think it's fascinating. I think it's interesting. I think it'll definitely have very unique use cases that will make it a must-have card. Now, when I say must-have, there's a level above that, right? The level would be meta-breaking or meta-defining. Think someone like Kitty, right? Obviously still, I think one of the best summoners in the game. I don't know that it's at that level, but let's move on to the tactics and look at those. So I'm going to start with, on the right side, you can give this to 1 unit, which is Taunt as well as Redemption. Now, I like Redemption plays as much as the next person, and I actually love doing Redemption plays with the fire element. So the ability to give yet another unit Redemption is actually kind of intriguing to me, and I'll probably lean on that alone, just because I love doing the Redemption plays with exploding rats. I don't know the names anymore, but the Soulbound Epic Taunt unit that we have for the Chaos Legion reward cards. So I like that. Now, here's the interesting thing, and a lot of people have been talking about this that I think could get a lot of attention. You could put that Taunt unit on your opponent's, the Taunt ability on your opponent's unit, which kind of goes as another counter, or we'll just call it balance, to the Grimbardoon Smith. The Grimbardoon Smith Lily combo, right? Because now the people that help to keep Grimbardoon Smith alive in the back, usually some kind of healers or armor repair, all of a sudden you can target them, and all of your units are going to take them out immediately, right? So that could make things really, really interesting. And again, there's some fast units on the fire team, right? You have, I'm thinking Countess Sinesh immediately, right? There's also, I forgot the new legendary fire unit from Rebellion, which is Ambush. So you could take out that, your opponent immediately before the round, round one even starts. So that is going to be maybe meta-defining, right? Maybe it could make this summoner meta-defining. We'll have to see how that plays out. But just thinking about it, and again, I haven't played too much either with this meta or against the meta of Grimbardoon Smith, right? I mean, I usually lose to it. But this could be another way, right? Venka's one, but now you have another thing that comes in and balances. And this is what I really like about Splinterlands, where it's just like there's no nerfing of cards, which is something that I think people, tend to complain about a lot, which is rightfully so, especially for buying and spending money on these cards. So there's no nerfing, but there's balancing. And sometimes it takes a while for those balances to come in. Venka was obviously a big one, but now you have another option, right? I didn't get Venka, but I think I might go for, Risqruel, right? I mean, as it is, like the cards that I think I would want the most from Rebellion, once I feel there is a good value to entertainment ratio, is definitely going to be the summoners, right? The legendary summoners. So that's just one half, right? You can give that to one unit. The other side is you can almost get half your way towards a kitty by giving 2 units, probably your own, True Strike and a brand new ability called Impede. Now, the way that Impede works, think about it similar to, oh gosh, I forgot what the name of the new ability is, similar to Demoralize, where every time you attack and hit a unit, you are able to reduce its speed by 1. Now, this is cleansable, right? They did clear that up right away, made sure that was, understood. This is cleansable, but think about the fact that you can go make sure you hit their fastest units because your units have True Strike, as well as slowing down their units enough that everybody else on your team will have a better chance of getting them as well. So I don't know. To me, there's a lot of really cool niche use cases, but then you have meta-defining, meta-altering in some ways, Tacticus abilities that could make this card super fun. So I've only had a chance to play with the new summoner. I forgot Lorcus once or twice, and that was during the Ghost card tournament. And it's a fun card. Obviously, I really like it, and I think Tactics presents a great opportunity for Splinterlands to really move the game forward. I like this as well. I'm not saying that it's on the same level as Lorcus. I don't have enough experience with all the cards, all the legendary summoner cards, in order to be able to start making those judgments. But I like the fact that they're coming in and really thinking through how they can impact the current meta. But that this is going to have like wide-ranging implications in the future, right? We're getting to a point where, Kitty's great, but Kitty doesn't win every match. And you could even see before Rebellion came out, there were a lot of instances where I was able to beat Kitty with Kelia, right? And with some of the other Chaos Legion summoners when they came out, or Chaos Legion teams, I should say. I think as we move forward, it's going to be really interesting, and I think Tactics are going to present a lot more to the table for those niche situations. And then on top of that, it's not just niche, it's, hey, this could like literally change the balance of the game, right? If I were to give this unit True Strike versus him not having True Strike, that's the game right there. So interestingly enough, I think that this presents a fascinating combination of not just elements, but base abilities as well as tactic ability options. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Very curious to hear how people are thinking through this card and what their plans are. But I'll tell you this, even though I'm not going to buy it right off the bat and I'm not going to earn enough chances to get one, I still think it's an exciting card that's going to shake up the meta, and I do look forward to getting one at some point in the future. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.